Make.com is not easier than N8N. Past 15 modules, it's the hardest tool you'll ever maintain. If you're a solo founder who picked Make because a YouTube short promised no-code AI agents in 60 seconds, you're about to hit a wall nobody warned you about. I'll show you the exact module count where the easy tool turns hostile, the 4 things you silently lose, and the real monthly bill at 4,000 operations a day. Most no-code creators never run these flows at client volume. I do, every week. Let's start with a screenshot that made a client call me at midnight. Here's the scenario that triggered this video. A client sends me a Make.com escort, router at the top, 3 iterators nested inside, an aggregator trying to stitch results back together, and an error handler route bolted onto module 14. It worked for 2 weeks. Then Gmail rate limited one branch. The iterator inside the router didn't propagate the error correctly, and the aggregator silently dropped 23% of the day's emails. The client didn't notice for 4 days. By then, leads were cold. This is the pattern I keep seeing. A solopreneur watches a 60-second short, builds a Gmail to Notion to Slack flow in 40 minutes, and ships it. It runs beautifully at 5 modules. They add an AI classification step. Still fine. They add a CRM sync. Still fine. Then a finance team asks for an invoice branch. A sales lead asks for a follow-up sequence. And suddenly the scenario has 18 modules, 2 routers, and a nested iterator. That's the ceiling. And on the way up, 4 things quietly disappear that you don't realize you needed. First, you lose real code nodes. Make.com gives you formula functions and a JSON parcel. But the moment you need to write actual logic, a custom retry with exponential backoff, a deduplication hash across 3 data sources, a polymorphic parcel that handles 4 invoice formats, you're stuck chaining filter modules and set variable steps. What would be 8 lines of JavaScript in an N8N code node becomes a 6-module pyramid in Make. Every one of those modules is a potential failure point and a billable operation. Second, you lose proper try-catch. Make's error handlers are route-based, not block-based. You can't wrap 3 modules in a single try, catch the exception, and continue. You have to attach a separate error route to every module that might fail, which means a 15-module scenario can easily need 8 error routes. They're invisible when collapsed, they fire in unpredictable orders, and they don't share state. In 8N, you put an error trigger on the workflow. You catch everything in one node. You log it. You move on. Third, you lose version control. Make.com has a blueprint export, which is a JSON file. It's not diff-friendly. You can't review a pull request on a Make scenario. You can't see who changed what and when. If 2 people edit the same scenario, the last save wins and the other person's work is gone. N8N on Git, with workflow JSON in a repo, gives you actual history, actual code review, actual rollback. For one-person flows, it doesn't matter. The moment a client team touches it, it matters a lot. Fourth, you lose sub-workflow reuse. In 8N, you can call one workflow from another, pass it data, get a response. You build a Gmail fetch sub-workflow once and reuse it in 12 places. In Make, there's no real equivalent. You copy-paste the modules. When the Gmail API changes, you update 12 scenarios instead of 1. I've watched a client spend 6 hours doing exactly this migration after Google deprecated a scope. Now the numbers, because this is where it gets uncomfortable. The Gmail triage and CRM routing flow I help clients run does roughly 4,200 operations a day. That's a moderate small business volume. Call it 126,000 ops a month. On Make.com's mid-tier plan, you're looking at around $180 a month once you account for overage. Same flow on a self-hosted N8N instance on a $5 VPS, with a couple of dollars for backups. Runs about $7 a month. That's a 96% cost reduction for the exact same logic. Build time is the part everyone gets wrong. The Make.com/pitch is faster onboarding. It's true. For the first build, I coxed the same flow at 40 minutes in Make and 55 minutes in N8N. A 15-minute difference. Not a paradigm shift. But here's the part the shorts don't show. If your Make.com scenario is creeping past 15 modules and your monthly ops bill is climbing, that's exactly the migration we do at BizflowAI.io. We move stuck flows to self-hosted N8N and usually cut the bill by 90%. Go see real examples of what we ship for clients at BizflowAI.io. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next breakdown finds you. I'm publishing one of these every week, and if you have a specific workflow you want audited, book a free 30-minute discovery call at BizflowAI.io.